Why hello there, I'm Doseku, and welcome to Castlevania NKN. It's a somewhat of a pretty interesting little Castlevania fan game. To find out what I mean, let's go inside and take a look, shall we? I'm gonna take this in easy mode because anything else would be too difficult. Alright, so here we are. We're at the start of the game, kind of. We get a few movement options before the cutscene kicks in proper, like so. So Marcelo kind of has a point, considering that this particular family of vampire hunters lives in this one town where this one castle happens to show up every 100 years. There's really not a lot of business that can be done when all the monsters that your family is supposed to fight only show up once every couple generations or so. So they have to keep food on the table somehow, right? And this makes a lot of sense. I actually agree with the logic here. Plus it kind of falls into what Dante did back in Devil May Cry 1, I think. I think he had a pizza joint too at one point. Now if you look carefully at the menu right in the middle of the screen there, besides the banner that says Ye Olde Pizza, it also says Pizza NKN on the menu, which is pretty neat since the title itself is Castlevania NKN. Now, I kind of agree with Marcelo's price point here. $10,000 for a vampire, or 10,000 rupees for a vampire is pretty reasonable, considering that might put him good financially for a short while anyway. Not for the 100 years that's required before the next vampire shows up. Alright, so this game has very, very strange movement controls, and I'll talk more about that when we actually get into the stage proper and do some stuff with it. Right now we have to pay a visit to our good friend, the shopkeep. Betty. Huh. Now this guy is kind of an oddity, because much like ourselves, his whole business is maintained by, well, people trying to hunt vampires. And again, the 1 or 2 vampires that this town actually gets is from the castle that shows up every 100 years or so. So, like our friend here, he too has nothing to do when there's no vampires. I actually don't know what he does when he's not selling any vampire stuff. He doesn't really mention it himself either, though. Maybe he's a chef because he's got a kitchen back there somewhere, even though we don't really see it. Vampire Killer Sauce. Nice reference to the original whip. Now this guy's pretty reasonable. 2 red rupees? I can go with that. But we're kind of broke, I guess, and the mayor did say all this stuff would be free. And fortunately, this guy can't do anything about that because, again, he really doesn't sell anything except for once every 100 years or so. Really, really bad business sense. And technically, whipping vampires is how Dracula's been defeated on multiple occasions. Though I do wonder, are we actually going to meet Dracula in this particular game? Meaning it's an unspecified location that we're dealing with right now. And, well, we're not even at Belmont, and that's usually the Belmont's deal. I don't really know what reference Areta has. Alright, so there's nothing here. We'll just whip the door open and then we'll be on our way out. Oh man, yeah. Dracula's castles are always on hills or mountainsides. Makes things easier, plus it makes it harder for any miscreant to come in and try to put an end to him. Only the hardiest of folks are strong enough to climb up this hill, go into the castle, and take on the Vampire Lord. And he's technically right, we won't be going back downhill from here. I don't know, looks overgrown. I think we need to throw in a lawnmower or something. Maybe throw in a couple potted plants. Now Marcelo can kind of be wrong about this. Overgrown grass does not scare people. Maybe some dried trees or scary looking trees set up out here would be fine. A couple skeletons hanging from the walls outside the gate, that would also work. Oh, crap. Another one of those things. It's like none of these guys realize that they only deal with these things for once every 100 years. So it makes perfect sense that Marcelo would have never seen a real live walking skeleton before, nor really know how to deal with one. But he is a vampire hunter, maybe we can whip it. Oh yeah, and we burned ourselves. Yep. Throw that right out there, right? And that thing about not believing is going to come up quite a lot in this game, or at least within this particular stage. You know, for an agnostic, he acts more like an atheist than anything else. And here Shibari's kind of right. Yes, we only deal with these monsters every once in a great while, but it is your clan's job to deal with them, Marcelo, and the fact that you don't even read up on the basic monsters that you would normally be facing if this castle showed up within your lifetime is kind of bad. But he does explain that his father liked to deal with the food side of the business more than the vampire hunting side, and that may explain why Marcelo doesn't actually know very much about what he's dealing with here. Oh well. So now we got control of the game proper, and we're gonna deal with the skeleton momentarily here. Alright, come on. And there we go, he's gone. Now, for those of you reading, you've probably started to notice the kind of humor this game is going to try to use throughout. And that's basically, it's going to try to make fun of or lampoon a lot of the stuff that Castlevania tends to do, like enemy types, their kind of actions, even things such as lighting and set design. Alright, so now we really are in the game proper. This is a good spot to actually talk about the controls here. Alright, so I mentioned the controls were kind of weird, and that's basically because this game requires you to do something most games don't. Most games that use a keyboard will have you use the W, S, A, and D to move about, right? Well, this game doesn't act like that. This game requires you to use the S, Z, X, and C as your movement controls. Your attack is J, your jump is M, your item crouch is L, and I kind of forgot what K does. Enter will allow us to skip cutscenes, and spacebar pauses the game but doesn't bring up any kind of menu. Item crash, I actually forgot the controls for this particular episode, so you're not going to see me do any of that, even though you might actually see me struggle to figure out how to toss out a weapon. And those points are going to become quite evident. Now you may ask why I don't just use Joy to key for this and map these controls over to a gamepad to make things easier on myself. And really the answer to that is, again, like before, I don't like using that kind of program for this, and I wanted to see how this game goes if we play it as intended, just so you can see how ridiculous this thing could get later on. Now, I actually have not beaten this game before. I did stream this once, way back when I first found the game, but I only ever made it past stage 1. So, once we actually get out of this and move into the next area, this whole game is going to be kind of blind to me. Now, thankfully, we're joined by our good friend, Shibari. For this stage, he's actually going to be a lot of help because, like a whip, he tends to throw the barrel at enemies and it explodes all over them, causing them damage. And I think he's stuck in the wall now. Alright. Oh, there he is. Huh. Oh yeah, that's good. Alright, so if you were looking carefully at the rain when we were first entering the castle, and that little courtyard scene we were just at, you probably would have noticed that the rain actually interacts with our characters by creating little droplets when it actually hits them. It's a neat little effect, and I do like it, but things like that are few and far between. One of the things I'll probably point against this game is the music, or the fact that it's not looped properly, as in the track will come to an end, there'll be a bit of silence, and then the music kicks back in starting over again. A proper programmer probably would have edited the game's audio in such a way that the loop would be darn near seamless, so you wouldn't notice that the track actually came to an end, but that's not how it is for this particular stage. Now, that could be the fault of the engine itself. I'm actually unsure of which version of Game Maker this thing is using, but from the design aspect and the loading screen when you start up the game, it definitely feels like a Game Maker game. Hell, the full screen option is F4, and quitting the game hard is just pressing escape. It looks like we're doing good here. Now, one of the reasons why I chose easy over anything else is because these enemies take a frick ton of health off you if you come at this in anything other than easy. In fact, I think we'd probably be almost dead at this point if I didn't do that. And, oh man, on my original run of this particular stage, I died against that zombie so many times. And, the game doesn't auto-save until you, well, the game doesn't save until you beat the stage, so if you game over, you have to start the game all the way back from the beginning, going through all the cutscenes all over again. Now, this is pretty cool here. I do like the little silhouette feature this game has, or at least this particular stage uses. You can't really see anything, and the only thing you're really dealing with is zombies and possibly the odd axe knight. Ooh, what's this? Oh yeah, a zombie. Oh jeez. I like that thought. The fact that perhaps this place is infested with bumps, vice monsters. Although, what does that say if bumps can get past all the freaking demons that just inhabit the stage alone? They take pity on them and just let them, squat? Despective? Really? I'm beginning to think Marcelo isn't too bright. Anyway, what's going on here is we're technically arguing with our good friend Shuberi about the taxonomy of zombies and whether or not if we let this guy roam at us enough, if he'll just turn into a regular skeleton for all the skin falling off from decomposure. Thing is, we're not going to let that happen. We're just going to deal with this zombie the way we know how, and that's whipping it to death. Of course, Marcelo isn't going to let the argument go, but what can you do, right? Alright, so this is our first boss, the bog standard super zombie, possibly? Now this is a pretty neat fight, kind of. He doesn't do anything but shamble toward you like a regular zombie does. But the cool stuff is, as we fight him, parts start falling off him, right? Like that. And that's actually reflected in the health itself. As you can see, it's segmented and such. It's pretty cool. Alright, we almost have him. So the real way to deal with this guy is to just jump over him as he gets closer. Don't let him get too close though, because you do need to reach a certain jump height to clear his head. And if you don't, you're gonna take damage. A little bit more. This is like the strongest part of this entire zombie. There we go, finally. Well, he's actually right. the classics never die, but that one kinda did. Okay. Yeah, what are your reasons, Marcelo? Yeah, kinda makes sense, but there are no Medusa head. What? Why? You just... Oh, never mind. Even Shuberi thinks that's just dumb. I think our real fear is Ashiburi Poi. It's because the bat can get into our hair and mess up our cool do. So rather than deal with this one bat and actually proceed up, we're gonna go right into what could be possibly a more dangerous situation. So you say. We don't even get the crucifix. We're technically equipped with an axe. And I guess we're gonna have to say goodbye to Shiberi here. You were good while it lasted, man. Hopefully things become easier for us. Oh yeah, items. Nice. Alright, I'll admit, I do like some of the text for some of these things, like raw religion's power, literally. Or, let's see what else we got here. Garlic collars so you can cook them. Yeah, it makes sense. Okay, I do like this one. This one looks pretty cool. We might buy that as soon as I show off all the other text for the other items here. That's kind of lame. Come on, no jokes there. Increased by plus 10 the amount of hearts you can carry. And we can buy 50 hearts even though our max is 30 right now. That's a waste of money. When we come back, we're going to buy this guy. There we go. I can't wait to throw fireballs out of my whip. Alright, what's this? You can save your progress here and recover your energy. Okay. Just gotta press up, which is... S. Oh. Oh, wow. I gotta name this thing now. Jeez, I didn't see that coming. I actually kind of forgot about this. What do I want to call it? No, not that. There we go, Marcella01. I'll come up with a joking name later, possibly. Maybe you can decide what I should name our save files. But for now, we're gonna exit this by going back into the store and then remembering how to walk. There we go. And that's it. So, thanks for watching and join me next time as we move on to wherever the hell this is. I think the backyard, possibly. Anyway, I'll see you then.